Okay. Welcome to our Kurmi Virtual Roadshow. Today we will be talking about our new Kurmi integration app available in the ServiceNow store. And I am Brittany McGee. I'm the Global Marketing Director here at Kurmi, and I'll let my colleague Antoine introduce himself.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. I'm Antoine Perrier. I'm the Global Pre-Sales Director at Kurmi Software.
Great. We're excited to be here and chat about our new app. Just to highlight what we'll talk about, we'll do a quick introduction. Then we will talk about challenges that service providers and enterprises face while managing UC workflows. And then we'll get into the nitty-gritty of the Kurmi integration app. And what everyone's here for, we'll get into a demo. And then we'll answer your questions at the end. We have been in the business for a while, and we know and understand the challenges that many companies face managing a UC ecosystem. So what's the deal here? Obviously, many large enterprises use ServiceNow to prioritize and track their UC requests. And we're also seeing that that large enterprises are adapting more and more UC platforms, whether that's a combination of Call Manager and Teams, migrating to WebEx, whatever it might be. Managing a complex UC ecosystem, you're logging into multiple systems. It is taking a bunch of time to go back and forth between the systems, or even if you are provisioning within the same system, sometimes there are multiple tabs that you are bouncing back and forth between. Specifically, if you're getting this request through your ITSM like ServiceNow, you are then also handing off the request from maybe the Helpdesk who is fielding that to your UC admin. And also you are prone to typos and other errors, adding in the same information like someone's name or phone number in multiple fields. There's one way that you could address this. You could integrate your ServiceNow instance to each platform. So you could integrate ServiceNow with UCM, Teams, whatever it might be. But that costs money to develop. And then you have the multiple APIs across your entire UC ecosystem to maintain. And that is just a time suck. And so that is where Kurmi comes in, and I will let Antoine talk about the app and how it actually functions.
Yes, thank you, Brittany. And by the way, you're doing great. So it's as you said here in your slide, most of the enterprise and most of our customers today are using ITSM tool, and we saw most of them using ServiceNow. But the most difficult thing with ServiceNow is not to create like a simple automation, is to create the 100% automation. And most of the time, the last 20% of the automation are the most difficult tasks to do. And for that, you need to create many, many different API calls or many, many different workflows. What we want to offer with you today is an easy way from ServiceNow to integrate to Kurmi, and Kurmi to take care of all your UC apps. What UC apps? We are already compatible with many different techno vendors. We are compatible with Cisco, on-prem Cisco, of course, WebEx. We're compatible with Microsoft. So we can fully automate all the Teams configuration with Zoom, with Avaya on-prem, and we can even do like some contact center configuration. Are we doing that? We're doing that by providing you one single APIs and by providing you an easy way to automate your workflow and sending back to ServiceNow the result of the operation. And what we're doing today is quite new. Instead of just doing here API-based, we are already providing you the apps. What does that mean? That means that you don't have to develop anything on ServiceNow side. You don't have to create your own workflow. You can directly use the app, and that's what we will show you today. And this app can integrate with any Kurmi configuration. And this app will be able to provide you a lot of use cases that Brittany will present right now.
Yeah. So within the ServiceNow app, you are able to handle a lot of the common requests that you'll get. We know these are the common requests because before this app, we've always had an integration using our API with ServiceNow, and we've helped many companies build their own custom integration between ServiceNow and Kurmi. These are the common ones that we're seeing: create and delete users, activating voice, updating phone numbers, resetting a user's PIN, or even updating the Kurmi package, which is the Kurmi user template, the user profile template, and also the Kurmi department. And again, you can do this all from within ServiceNow, which really helps with quite a few things. You are enabling Helpdesk or non-technical employees to use a platform they're already familiar with. And you're also increasing security by only giving those employees access to just what they need to see to be able to do these functions. And then another really awesome thing about doing it through the ServiceNow integration app is that you can track what's been done. Obviously running script or PowerShell, whatever code you might be using, you're not necessarily getting that history of what's been done. With ServiceNow and Kurmi, you can either see the log in ServiceNow or you can refer back to Kurmi. And because Kurmi is Kurmi and we have this awesome feature called rollback, you can also reverse anything that's erroneously been done to a user within your UC system. And that is something that you definitely can't do with other services. And so it's really, again, this also ties into security. If you need to audit anything or prove something should be a certain way. Diving into a little bit more about the different types of ways that you can solve this challenge. Obviously, getting started with the Kurmi integration app is really quick and easy. You download it from the ServiceNow store. It's included with your Kurmi subscription. We handle the development and maintenance, and it covers, again, most of the use cases right out of the box. Antoine, do you want to talk a little bit more about any of the technical side of Kurmi integration app versus building it your own or just not even having an integration?
Yes, of course. I can talk a little bit about that. So what we are presenting today is really focusing on the app. But to build this app, we learned from many years of integration with ServiceNow. With many of you, customers, guys, I saw some of them here in this presentation today, so thanks for joining. So we learn here from use cases, and we learn how to correctly use Kurmi API to automate your own workflow. Of course, this build your own integration will be still available. You will still have access to this API. But what we really want to offer here is a no cost and no code application that can be integrated with many different Kurmi. Okay, so that's the news here for today. And as presented by Brittany, there is no additional cost. This app is available for free on the marketplace. You can download it. The only thing that you will have to do on your Kurmi side is to add a couple of scripts, but that's here independent from your configuration, and you will see it will be able to work. We will automate the configuration discovery of your existing environment, your existing department, your existing profile, and you will be able to do provisioning, deprovisioning, change of phone number, change of departments. All of that will be available on the shelf. No need for additional development, no need for additional integration. As we also presented earlier, you can live without Kurmi as well, the no integration. But what does that mean? That means that maybe here you will have different team to do the task. Maybe someone will have to connect on this platform to finish the provisioning. And that will be maybe difficult for you to reach the 100% automation. So what we want here to offer, and that's, as I said, one of the key differentiators of Kurmi, is a way to not change your provisioning process. We know that you already have developed your own workflow within ServiceNow where you are doing many things other than UC provisioning. We want to offer you an easy way to finish that task and here maintain for you that development. That's where we want to go.
Awesome. And then if we look towards the bottom, obviously the points we're making here are time to resolve UC tickets. You can now do it within a few clicks within the Kurmi integration app. You can also do it within a few clicks within Kurmi itself. But again, extending that ability to your help desk or other employees as well. Obviously, if you build your own integration, you can also customize it so that you can resolve tickets quickly, and you can also automate things either within the integration app or on your own. But not having some sort of connection, you are then taking a little bit longer to do things, and you run into the risk of manually having to enter info and creating typos, other errors, etc. That said, let's go ahead and dive into the demo. That's what everyone is here to see. Antoine, if you want to take it away now.
Yep, I'll start to share my screen. Let me know when it's okay and you can see my screen.
We can see it.
Okay, perfect. So for this demo, I will do some back and forth between two portals, ServiceNow portal and Kurmi portal. What you will see in my demo is that I will not really touch much the Kurmi portal. I'm just showing you that portal to show you the change that I will do and all the modification of configuration that will be pushed to different UC system. Everything will be triggered from ServiceNow, and you will see my ServiceNow will use here my Kurmi platform. So first, for this demo, you can see here that I have a couple of users already provisioned. Some of these users already have telephony. Some, they are just users sitting in my here Entra ID, for example. Okay, so Lydia is a good example. She's just a user that has been onboarded by my HR. And by default, my HR tool is automatically pushing everybody to Entra. No license, no profile, no groups, nothing. What do I want to do for this user? I want to enable the telephony. And for that, I can here impersonate an administrator. So you can see here that maybe an HR person or maybe an administrator. I have access to my ServiceNow catalog. And I can see here typical requests that are available through the app. Update package, update phone number, activate voice, update department. What I will start with is the activate voice app or activate voice here items that I want to start to enable for my users. Again, this could be part of a bigger workflow. This could have approval steps. What I want to do now is that I want to show you here that I will use my user Lydia, which is here like not yet activated, and I will here provide phone services for this user. So the first thing you see here is that in the app, we have here a live check of the user configuration. So when I search for one end user, I will be able to retrieve here the current department, the current profile, and based on that, here propose an available phone numbers, for example, or propose here a set of configuration. As you can see as well, we are here showing to you a list of available phone numbers. So I can see here the 08, for example, is already used. But I can here pick any number from this list because I know these numbers are available. I'll keep the first default one available, and I will use the submit button. And this action, in fact, will not only enable my user on Entra, it will here provide the right license. It will also like do the right configuration of on my teams. It will here like assign this phone number. It will do all configuration in one single API call, one single step. Okay, so you don't have to be worried about integrating with Entra, integrating with Teams, pushing some PowerShell command. We taking care of all of that, and that's the most important. As you can see here, we have like a dynamic view where we can see here that if there was an approval, then we can see when the approval has been done. I skipped that step in this demo, but you can have the approval. You can also see here that we have done the fulfillment and the task is completed, meaning that Kurmi sent back the information to ServiceNow. Or do I know that Kurmi sent back information? I do have a reference ticket here. What is that reference ticket? You will see. I will now show you here what's happening on Kurmi side. So let's switch to Kurmi, and let's here go back to the user list and to Lydia. Close to Lydia here, you can see a small like clock. What does that mean? That means that we have here we had a pending task the time I click, it's actually just over. But this pending task is showing me the asynchronous operation of provisioning Lydia on Microsoft, provisioning here Lydia with the right new package, which is Team Phone, and activating all the voice services for her. Okay, so I can see here that now she has a number, but what's interesting here is that I can also see a number, a ticket number. Let's take a closer look at this ticket number. In fact, this ticket number is a reference from Kurmi. And within Kurmi, I'm also able to see here the reference from ServiceNow, which could help you to troubleshoot a lot. Okay, we want you to be able to see the ticket number of ServiceNow within Kurmi, but also to see who has done the change and what's here the ticket number that have been pushed back by Kurmi. So all of that is fully automated. And what you can see as well is that I can also see here the configuration that I push to my teams or to my here like a entry ID to provision the right license, to provision here like the phone numbers and so on. And all of that in one step. Okay, so you can do many here like requests that could be also fully automated, part of a bigger workflow of provisioning. Once again, it's available. It's part of the default app and part of the default use case that are in my configuration. Another typical use case is to update phone numbers or to update here the user department. So once again, we have here an item available in the catalog for that. Once again, it's fully automated. What do I mean by that? We are getting here the existing configuration. So I know here where this user is located, this department. I know his existing profile, his existing here phone number. And if I want to change, this is dynamic. This is something that we are discovering based on your configuration. So no development needed for that. And based on the new site I will select, you will see here that I will also propose a different set of number that here belongs to this specific location. And when I will hit the submit button, we will again push the change to Kurmi, but not only Kurmi. Kurmi will take care of the provisioning across all the UC vendors. And if I'm doing this demonstration today with a Microsoft environment, that will be exactly the same with a Cisco environment, with a mix of Cisco and Microsoft, with a Zoom environment, with an Avaya environment. All of that will be the same, okay? And it's completed, sorry. I didn't check if it was completed, but it's done. So if I go back here to my user, so I can click on back and it will bring me back to the user. I can see the asynchronous operation is being performed, okay? That's what I wanted to show you earlier, but I was too slow to click. And you can see here that now this user is in a new location, okay, in Brittany, in France. And you can see here the new directory number assigned to my user. So simple change, but in fact, it's really like a command request. I want to assign a different number. I want to be sure that this user will be in this location, because in this location, you will have a different route routing policy. We're taking care of all of that, okay? Just 2 fields, and we're taking care of the entire configuration for the user. Last but not least, the deprovisioning, or maybe moving this user to a different set of the organization. On Microsoft, deprovisioning, it could be like removing the entire user, moving this user to a specific group and remove his services. It depends, okay? So for that change, I will use the update package, and my update package will allow me to just select again, same user. Again, I can search for anyone else, but in my demo, I prefer to use here the same user because it's actually better for my story. I started by the provisioning, modifying after that the phone number, and then here I'm switching to removing his services. So now I will switch this user to an entry ID only type of users. I can also maybe be sure that this user will belong to a specific group that will be deleted after a specific amount of time. All of that could be automated, up to you. In my application here, I just have one field to select, you see, super easy. And when I hit the submit button, it will also do here the same type of request. I can go into the detail. I can see here the detail of the request. It was successful. Again, I have the ticket ID from Kurmi. So Kurmi is updating my ServiceNow real time. I can here see additional detail if I want, but when I will refresh here the user, and if I go here to the user list, I will see that this user is back to an Cash Entra ID users without any telephony services. 3 simple use cases, 3 really common requests. Again, we've worked for years with many customers on how to simplify and how to automate most of the UC provisioning for and help them to integrate with ServiceNow integration. We saw that part of the top 5 or top 10 requests of our customers, we have these 3 use cases. We also have like other use cases like resetting PIN code or things like that are also part of the application. We will continue to provide you more, but this is here good example of what we can do without any development. You can already like download this app and plug it to your Kurmi. That could work. And for
Thanks,
that,
yeah, this is great.
Live. Sorry, Brittany.
Oh, I was just saying this was great. It's really interesting seeing how the app actually works and flipping back and forth, and you can see the reference numbers between Kurmi and ServiceNow. I think it's really, really helpful. If you want to continue on to, I believe we have a use case next.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh. That's me. So we said that I was not supposed to change the slide. So that's me, my bad. So again, as I was saying, we've worked for many years with many different enterprises to help them to do like some automation around their UC system, but also their ITSM. You already have your own workflow. You already have like a lot of tasks in this workflow, and we are only like covering a subset of it. But what we want to offer is the 100% automation. Be sure that you do not have to ask someone in a different team to go in an application to finalize the provisioning or deprovisioning. We had the example with here like a large financial institution based in US that were really interested to perform an end-to-end onboarding. And part of their onboarding, it was not only here like using ServiceNow, it was also using an HR system. So the goal was to provide like services across multiple different UC systems, not only here like Microsoft, but also like other UC system, other telephony system. And they already had Kurmi setting up their UC system, provisioning and managing all different UC systems. But they wanted to have Kurmi part of the ITSM workflow. And they wanted to have Kurmi also like helping them to update the DID number we were managing into their HR system, okay? So this is something that could be also completely automated, and that could be done using the app or not using the app, using the API as well. It's up to you. But this is here a good example of a large, a common use case where the first request is triggered by the HR system. It generates automatically the ticket in ServiceNow. You are not like me. You don't have to go within ServiceNow and click on the catalog request. This is here fully automated, which is great. Ticket is approved. It goes through the workflow of ServiceNow. At some point, Kurmi's API is triggered to do the change. Kurmi is triggering the change, doing all the configuration across all the different UC services. And Kurmi is also like updating both ServiceNow and the HR system with the right assigned number, meaning that we are pushing back here to the HR system the number we assign, the number we update as well. I show you here 2 examples of use case where it's not only onboarding, it could be also for day-to-day. We can do that. We have done that, and that could be compatible with the app I just showed you today. And what were the outcome for them? It's a simple outcome. In fact, it's saving time and also like reduce human errors. Why? Because when you have to type a number, it's even if it's like a 5-digit or 11-digit numbers, you're prone to error. Okay, we all doing error when we're typing something. It's natural. So if it's completely automated, you are error free, or you be sure that we are taking the number that have been already like pushed from the beginning. So at least we're consistent if it's an error. But you'll be sure that nobody in the middle will do like a fat figure typo issue or something like that. So we're saving time, and we avoid to have to redo some process or validate again because we are not sure about the number pushed on the ecosystem. And I'm done with this one.
Awesome. Yeah, no. And just to tie it all together, everything that we've talked about so far today, obviously implementing the Kurmi integration app allows you to get up and running really quickly and be able to securely delegate those tasks to either the help desk or whomever you want within ServiceNow. And there's that added layer of security again that we're talking about, where that person will only have access to that specific functionality. You're not giving them the keys to your Microsoft Teams or your WebEx. And the app also allows you to then streamline your workflows. Again, you're not involving multiple teams. You're just doing it within the ServiceNow app. You don't have to bounce back and forth between the UC admins and your help desk just to resolve creating a new user. This obviously reduces your ticket response time and lowers your costs and boosts your operational efficiency. Again, you can find this in the ServiceNow app store. Just search for Kurmi integration. That QR code will take you straight to the store. And now we have some time for questions, just a few minutes. Antoine, I think I saw some that were a little bit more technical if you want to address those. I like this one. What version of Kurmi is this compatible with?
Actually, there is no like specific restriction on the Kurmi version because it's API based. The API of Kurmi is always the same. So there is no specific restriction regarding the version. We can provide you the quick scripts to integrate, but no restriction on the version.
Awesome. And does that also apply? Could you use this if you have Kurmi deployed either in the cloud or on-prem?
So first, I like this question because it means that you know that we have a cloud services as well. So that's great. Thank you. Yes, we are offering, of course, this integration and app natively on the cloud services. So you don't have to worry about scripts or something like that. This is native, nothing to do. But that could also be integrated with your on-prem integration. That's a good question.
Great. And then this one actually alludes to something you were talking about earlier about the current use cases and functionalities. Do you have any insight into a roadmap or what might be developed next?
That's a good question. And I think it's a question that will be answered by you as well, because as I said, we've worked for years with many customers on this ServiceNow integration. We've seen a lot of different requests, a lot of different here, like need for automation. We've selected 8 different use cases that we integrated natively to the app for the release. There will be much more to come. I think we are like already like seeing new use case regarding maybe some migration or some move from different technologies that could be added. I don't know when. Again, that will depend on you, depend on your feedback, and depend on the requests you have. But we are planning to add much more use cases on the app. Yes.
Just make it that much more powerful. That's awesome. The last question I see here is, again, regarding cost. This is absolutely included in your Kurmi subscription. Obviously, you also have to have ServiceNow. We won't cover the cost of ServiceNow for you. But yeah, if you are a Kurmi and a ServiceNow customer, this integration, you can literally go to the ServiceNow store and download this right now, implement it, get up and running by the end of today if you really wanted to. And yeah, if you'd like to see anything else, a more specific demo tailored to your organization's needs, or if you want to chat about anything else, feel free to scan the QR code or reach out to us either via email or hit us up online. We've got the contact us form at kurmi-software.com/contact, or you can just fill out a request a demo form, and our team will get in touch with you and schedule some time. Really appreciate you being here today. Thank you so much. Antoine, any final words from you?
No. Once again, the app is available on the ServiceNow Market Store. Use it. We are waiting for your feedback. There is no cost for it. If you already have your Kurmi, that could be plug and play. So don't be shy, and we'll be happy to help you to automate 100% of your workflow in ServiceNow. But thank you for attending this webinar today.
Awesome. And thank you, Antoine.
Thank you, Brittany. Have a good day, guys.